They were literally lining up. Well, they had raffle entries first, right? When they won the raffle entry, put their ones to the side, then queued up for the general release. People that didn't win a raffle. They were winning pairs and going back in. Guys are just sliding through. And the guy sorting it all out from InQ or INCU, just letting it all happen. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, forgive my voice, I'm a little bit stuffed up with the flu. Not the spicy one, but we'll get there. Look, today's episode, it was pretty simple. I was going down to Sydney and I was going to meet Shaq. Maybe do a little bit of sneaker shopping on the way. Okay, we're headed down Sydney. There's one main goal, and that is to see Shaq. Hopefully get something signed, hopefully find a jersey and then get it signed. But I've also grabbed a few pairs of shoes I'm hoping to trade, so let's see how we can do. Apparently Shaq will be at JD Sports in Pitt Street Mall at like 2:30, so it's like 11:30 now. Plenty of time to try and find a jersey, something, gotta get it signed, and then I mean, that's if we can. Who knows? It's going to be a tall order as it is, but let's go. Now, what's crazy is I didn't actually have a jersey. So, somehow I had to procure a jersey and get to Sydney all in this time. I should have left a lot earlier than what I did. I still felt like I left with enough time that I could have got this done. But when I was on the freeway, I was like, you know what? There's a statewide sport at Erina. Let's go check that out. Rang them up, they had a jersey, and made it a lot easier than trying to find one when I was in Sydney. We're at Erina Fair, going to Stateside Sport. They have a jersey apparently. Kind of on the way to Sydney. I just gave them a ring, they got one, they're holding it for me, so let's go. Alright, we got a jersey in this weird fucking shoulder bag that's hard to hold. A little bit out of the way, but we're on our way now. Had to get some permanent markers too. I ended up going to Kmart for some stupid reason. Shit was packed, but we're on our way now, so let's go. Not get my usual parking spot, but I've got an even better one, I feel like. Let's go.
Well, how do you not know Big Shaq?
So, I had been told by the JD Sports Instagram that this was a contest for only 10 people, right? You had to enter, and I was like, well, how do I enter? They're like, oh, it's closed by now. I'm like, okay, well, what time is he getting there? And they told me 2:30. So I basically just hoped to be at the front and like have my jersey and do my best, right? I didn't take into account parking, so I got there probably right on 2:30. And it was a monstrous lineup, and then they wouldn't let me in. Apparently I can't get in. Met some random dude in line. He's gonna try and get my jersey signed. Hopefully he don't run off and steal it. So a security guard came up to me because there's hundreds of people lined up, and he said, oh, do you have like an email? And I'm like, oh, I've got an Instagram message, and I just showed him that. He's like, yeah, that's fine. And then some people from JD Sports came along. He must have like told him that there's another person in the lineup and he's got this. Well, they wanted to see it. I showed them the Instagram message. They're like, no, it was an email. I'm like, oh no, I've just got this. Like, they just told me to get here from 2:30. And they're like, no, you can't do it. I'm like, look, I've drove all the way from Newcastle. Like, come on, like, one more. And they're like, nah, can't do it. I'm like, I was devastated. But this guy that I'd spoken to briefly before this happened goes, hey, do you want me to try and get signed for you? And without thinking, I'm like, yeah, no worries. And just gave my jersey to this random dude. And hope for the best. Bro, apparently Shaq signed like 3 things and then bailed. There was like 100 people waiting. A random guy I gave my jersey to. I didn't think he was coming back, but he did. I got it back and not signed. No good. I did end up getting it back. Unfortunately, Shaq didn't hang around for long at all. Like, he maybe signed 3 or 4 things, and there was like over 100 people lined up with wristbands that were part of it. And you know, my guy that was gonna get my jersey signed was probably 3 meters away, next person to go, and then like he just called it quits. So he'd won a prize pack where you got like a signed shoe and all this type of stuff, like gift bag, and pretty much all he got was a pair of size 7 Shaq Gnosis, I think they were the Shaq Gnosis. And you know, if they're signed, cool, it's something that goes on the mantelpiece, but there's a very tall man, there's no way he's going to be a size 7, so essentially he just got a kid's shoe and didn't get to meet Shaq, so go figure. But I figured, while I'm here, let's do some shopping. So Foot Locker, there wasn't really anything. I went into Nike that had those, I don't even know what they're called. I think they're the Stealth Jordan 1 highs. They had them. The materials are really nice. They're a bit plain for me. I don't really need them. I've got enough Jordan 1s already, so someone else can have them. They had the Ginger 14s. They had a bunch of stuff, but nothing really for me. And then I remember last time when we did the Sydney meetup, I got shown INQ or INCU, I still don't know which one it is. But I figured I'm going to check out that spot because that seems to be a little bit more random, a little bit more low-key, and they got some fire stuff. It's like one of your typical, well not typical, but when I think boutique sneaker store, like their vibe overall is what I get, you know what I mean? So let's check that out. I had just gone in there for a couple minutes, looking around, tried on the Nimbus 9s, I think they are, blue and white joints. I had them back in the day, and you know, the retro is never as comfortable as the original, but you know, it's cool to see them. Saw those ISPA things, they were like weighed nothing. They looked really comfortable, but they also looked stupid as fuck. But you know, different strokes, I guess. They had the Teddy Santos New Balance joints, really nice materials, really nice in hand, just not for me, man, not for me. I think the 997 may be the closest I get to that type of style shoe, but it's still got like a modern flavour to it, I guess. But as I was leaving, saw all these people lined up, and there's a dude at the front, and I said, yo, what's the lineup? He said, oh, it's for Jordans. I'm like, okay, well, Jordan, I'm thinking and hoping it's the Canvas 4s, right? Or, I don't even know. But he goes, the UNC lows, the OG. Like, oh, the powder blue joints, because, let's be honest, they're not UNC. I'm like, yeah, I could grab a pair of them, I'll join the line. At this point, I want to say there was maybe 6 or 7 people in front of me, but that changed like throughout. Like, people would be part of groups and keep coming and going, and it just made it hard to keep track of who was actually there. And at one point it just seemed like there was fucking heaps there. But what they'd essentially done is there was a resale store within the city. I don't know if they paid people to be there or they just got people to be there to get the shoes, and I don't know, but they basically were getting every single pair from this release, and the dudes in the stores didn't even care. The 2 kids in front of me weren't a part of this, but they just saw it as an easy way to cash out, like rather than having to wait to find a buyer or whatever. They were just, these guys like, how much you want for them, and they gave them the money. One dude, a couple people actually I should say, had one on the raffle, got their pairs, sold them, then went back in line to get the general release pairs. It was, I'd never seen anything like this in the flesh, and it was doing my fucking head in.
I swear I checked. I don't think we should do anything. You guys have to wait.
So I've been in this line, I want to say like half an hour. I don't know what the hold up is. Maybe they're waiting on more people for the raffles. I don't even know. But like, there's like this guy that keeps coming over, and like as someone gets a size, like they whisper, alright, we don't need that size, we need this size. Again, in full view of the staff from INCU or INCU, whatever the fuck it's called. And look, I really liked this store up until this experience, and you know, like I don't know, maybe this is an everyday thing at most stores, but for me, like the stores that I come across, they try and weed this type of behavior out. Like if they don't, you know, it's happening right in front of them, they don't fucking allow it, you know what I mean? I don't know, but what do you do? This is all happening in front of me. These two kids are talking, and they're talking about, you know, they botted this, so yeah, you can bot this, this is how a bot supply, and all this, and like, all this information. I should have just recorded low-key to get the audio from all this to run it through. There's like little bits and pieces that you'll hear, but, you know, one guy's talking about he's got 140 pairs he's got to get rid of before he goes to London, because he's moving over there. Look, gradually, like the Matt Welty meter is going through the roof for me, because me as a sneakerhead, I love my sneakers, I wear my sneakers, I collect my sneakers. I ain't in it for none of that, right? It's growing and growing, and in the back of my mind, this little voice is like, if I don't get my size, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go off. All these people, like there's elderly Asian people in the line for this store, but then like everyone surrounding that's not part of that and just selling their shit to them anyway, wieners, absolute wieners. It would be a wave of wieners. You remember like that fucking, people used to say how many like waves of year 5 kids or 8-year-old kids could you get through and all this? I would have got the special meter up and I would have kept going, like if I didn't get my fucking size. And there was a point where maybe I misheard. I thought they said there's no more 10s left, but I think what they said was they don't need any more 10s, because I was able to get a 10. So no small reseller type frail children were hurt during the making of this video. No matter your view on the situation between resellers and that sort of thing, but like for me, like if I'd got to that line and I'm seeing these guys with 20 pairs, you don't see it properly. There was a time it was, but dude was sitting in front. I was trying to film this nonchalantly, like trying not to make a big deal out of it until I needed to. Which didn't happen, so let's just be glad it didn't get to that. Got my pair, was still absolutely mind blown at what was going on in the lineup. You know, people coming and going, people like already got pairs lining up again. Dude that was like kind of out of the line, then back in the line, and man, like this guy was talking to one group as if they were of my opinion, but they weren't. They were resellers. He just didn't know, and they were asking, what size are you getting? And he's like, I'm only going to get my size. If it's not there, then I won't get a pair. That wasn't the case, because he's from this store. But at one point it seemed like, you know, dudes in front were like, oh, you're gonna get that pair, I'm gonna try and get the pair that you want so you can't. I don't know, there was this weird fucking politics going on, and all I knew was if I didn't get my pair of 10s, I would have gone off. But I did, and I digress. I will show you that pair in a minute. But I came across something crazy when I was at Culture King, so let's check that out. Didn't realise Nike George Street had an elevator. These are insane in hand. I need this shoe. I've gone in a bunch of raffles for these. I don't think they'll be too hard to cop. I'm going to attempt to do the in-store raffle in Sydney this weekend at Culture Kings. Let's see if I can go 2 from 2 from in-store raffles. 2 different states too, but yeah, look, these are insane. They're obviously poor person's version of a Carhartt 4, a poverty SE, I guess. But yeah, they're insane. They're so nice. Obviously the Carhartt 4, the M&M collab would be a lot better, but if I'm gonna spend 27 grand on them, 28 grand on them, before I do that, like, my car's worth that. Like, would I rather another BMW, or would I rather like a pair of shoes? Like, make it make sense. For me, that amount of money, like, that's almost a house deposit. What's the point? But they were insane. I do want this version. I don't know, maybe I'll customize them. Maybe. Nah, never do that. Never do that. The reason why I like the Carhartt joints isn't, well, I'm an M&M fan. Let's not lie or anything. But the reason I like it is just clean black and white colorway. Who wouldn't like that, right? Same reason I like black lasers, you know, black and white Jordan 4. Way too much dirt on them, need to clean them. Still haven't cleaned them. But yeah, I've gone into laced, a bunch of other raffles. I forgot about sneakers, and I'm going to do the in-store raffle this weekend. So that's a little bit different in terms of the fuckery that happened in InQ. If people are reselling them, like, you know, it's a raffle system, it's a limited amount. It's not people like lining up and, you know, I don't know. But well, that was uneventful. We didn't get to meet Shaq. I thought about, you know, going to the resale store and doing some trades. What? Bro, they were literally lining up. Well, they had raffle entries first, right? When they won the raffle entry, put their ones to the side, then queued up for the general release. People that didn't win a raffle. They were winning pairs and going back in. Guys are just sliding through. And the guy sorting it all out from InQ or INCU, just letting it all happen. When I got to like, when I was close to the line, I'm hearing that there's no 10s left. And there was these two young kids that, you know, let's be real, absolute wieners. Like, if it came down to it. But, they weren't paying attention. I just kind of scurried myself closer and closer, and then they realised what was happening. I'm right near the door, and as they go next to, I just walk and he goes, "Oh, I think it was me and my mate," and then I just kept walking. Bro, I ain't listening to your shit. You just told me the whole time how you want size 10s and this to resell. Let's be honest, like if I didn't get a pair, I don't know what would have happened. But them boys are safe now because I ended up getting a pair in size 10. And what I really did to stick it to them, because there was a couple of 10s left, but what I really did to stick it to them, and because like, you know, me myself, I want a nice box, but there was two that they brought out. One had a damaged box, one didn't. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I get the one with the good box?" He just laughed and said, "No worries, mate." And I got that. The kid that I know was reselling got the damaged box, so I hope that hurts your profit. Sounds like I'm bitter, but I'm not, because I got my pair. I just think, bro, they were literally like a store I was planning on going to today to try and do a trade or whatever. They literally had like 10 people in line. And then there was other people they were just walking up to, and what size are you getting? How much do you want to sell your pair for? I've never seen anything like it, and the store just let it all happen. I don't know. I'm befuddled. Let's go with supply, see what they got. I'm hoping some Nike SBs are just sitting, but you never know. Let's check it out. Got me all flustered, man. That shit just... What part of the game is this, right? I don't know. But I did, however, get myself a pair. They are in a very big box for a pair of lows. Like, that box is the same size as a box for a pair of highs. What we got on there? Got the InQ logo. So this is the undamaged box. Like I said, the other one was super fucked up. So I'm hoping it hurts their resale value. Those little wiener kids that had 140 pairs of shoes they need to sell before they go to London, but they're still fucking around with the fuck around, you know. Anyway, OG shape, a lot better materials. What is it? $40 dearer? Is it worth it? I mean, it's not bad. The black leather's really supple. Toe box is alright. Around there is pretty good. I haven't had these on feet yet. Now they're calling these a UNC. I don't know. I feel like it's a powder blue, maybe even a laser blue. I don't think it's a UNC blue. Although that colour, maybe, yeah, I don't know. They're nice. I've been told with it being low cut like that compared to like your normal GR lows, that it can be a pain in the ass to wear. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't chucked them on feet yet. Should I chuck them on feet? I don't feel like it. I'm kind of sick. I'm wearing my slippers. I kind of somewhat got dressed up and pardon me. But that's probably why I'm cranky, man. Like, throw in the reseller rubbish and all that type of thing, plus the fact I'm sick. Man, yeah, look, these are a clean, solid pair. The quality's decent. It's a lot better than a regular pair of lows. Where's one that I haven't worn? Let's go. Yeah, you can feel it. Like these are plasticky type. You know, these still go for a couple $100, which is nuts. Doesn't even feel like leather. Like none of this feels like leather. Leather synthetic, non-leather, non-leather. So, you know. Whereas this says all leather, upper, non-leather lining, outsole non-leather. Yeah, it's rubber. But one of the things people have been talking about with them is this. This is essentially what the laces are coming in now. It's got the Move to Zero stamp on it, so instead of plastic, we're getting paper. What's it say? This box is 100% recyclable, 100% Jordan. Oh, it's different languages, yeah. But yeah, recyclable packaging. That's cool. Most of my spare laces just stay in the plastic if I'm being honest. Like, what do we got? Still in there. So yeah, look, these are cool. I'm glad that I didn't have to go all Donkey Kong to get them. I could just pay money over the counter. This is my first purchase from NQ, I think. Just sussing out the quality on these. Some marks around where the midsole is, just on the leather. It's not even glue stain, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like a scratch. There is glue stains as well, I'll show that in B-roll, but yeah, first purchase from NQ or INCU. Again, I still don't know which one it is. Every time I've won a raffle from them, I've either had to, I couldn't get there. No, the first time I'd already won somewhere else and I didn't need another pair. Again, not a reseller, so I don't need, and I can't remember what it was, but whatever pair it was, I didn't need another pair of them. Then the second pair was a public holiday. I messaged them on Instagram to find out their opening hours, never got a message back, and then I think that was the bleach corals. Yeah, that was these joints. I laced them up the other day, so we're getting closer to putting them on feet. That's the problem with ones. Not so much obviously the lowers by the look of it, but they don't come laced. I'm lazy, what can I say? When I've got a pair of everything else that's laced, why would I want to lace them? But this has been another episode of Creased. What do you think? Did I get a little bit overboard? Did I get a little bit heated just before? Maybe I did. But that's how I was feeling at the time. I spoke to a good mate of mine, Rorks. Not long after that, we might have caught up for a couple beers after that. But yeah, look, that shit does my head in. It is what it is, right or wrong, on both sides. But make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're almost at 200 subscribers. It's not a lot. It's not going to take anything out of your day. Cost nothing. And you know what? When we hit 1,000, I've already said it, there'll be JD Sports gift cards going away. If you don't want a JD Sports, maybe we do Foot Locker. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Let me know in the comments. Peace.